Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you all are safe and sound at your homes. Here is your Francis sir, assistant teacher from Divine Providence School, coming to you with an interesting topic in geography. And so, let's get going. Do you love to find out the secrets? Well, today I am going to disclose to you a big secret about a big thing called the universe. So, let's learn the secrets. Sky gazing has always fascinated us. During the day, we can see the sun. At night, we can see different types of objects in the sky. Isn't it? Have you ever wondered what they are made up of? Sky gazing has always fascinated us. During the day, we can see the sun. At night, we can see different types of objects in the sky. Isn't it? Have you ever wondered what they are made up of? What keeps them floating in space? And whether we can reach them or not? So, to get an answer to all these doubts, we should know more about the Big Bang Theory. So, let's explore it. Most astronomers believe that the universe started about 15 billion years ago with the gigantic explosion of a cosmic egg, the Big Bang. Due to this explosion, atoms and later molecules were formed. These molecules came together and formed giant clouds of gases and dust particles called nebula. Each nebula had its own gravity and a spinning motion. Within the nebula, the atoms were attracted to one another and in the process collided with each other at a tremendous speed. This gave out an enormous amount of heat, so much so that glowing bodies such as the stars were born out of the nebula. Our sun was born about 4.6 billion years ago. Millions of stars together make a galaxy. Several million galaxies make up the universe. The universe is still expanding as new stars are being born. The galaxy to which our solar system belongs is called the Akash Ganga or the Milky Way. On a clear night, you might be able to see the Akash Ganga. It appears as a faint band of light across the sky. If you look at the night sky closely, you can see clusters of stars. These groups of stars are called constellations. Astronomers have joined the stars in a constellation by imaginary lines, giving them different shapes. One of the constellations is the Ursa Major or Great Bear, which can be easily recognized in the northern sky. It is called Saptarshi in India. So now, let's have a look into our solar system. Our solar system has major and minor heavenly bodies called planets, satellites, asteroids, and smaller bodies called meteors and comets revolving around the sun. Sun can be regarded as the head of the family as it is at the center of the solar system. It is made up of extremely hot gases emitting radiant energy which is spread in all directions. The distance between the Earth and the Sun is about 115 million kilometers. The distance in space are measured in light years. The distance covered by light in 1 year is called a light year. You may be surprised to know that it takes about 8 minutes for sunlight to reach the Earth. Planets. The word planet is derived from the Greek word planet, meaning wanderer. A planet is that heavenly body which moves around the sun in an elliptical orbit and at the same time rotates on its own axis. It looks like a star, but it has no heat and light of its own. It shines merely by reflecting the light of the sun. The simplest way of identifying planets from stars is that stars twinkle whereas planets do not. All planets are spherical in shape, but their composition and shape is different. In order of distance from the Sun, they are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Mercury. It is the closest to the Sun and takes 88 days to go around the Sun on its orbit. Life is not possible on this planet as there is no water and atmosphere around this planet. Venus. It is the second planet from the Sun and closest to the Earth. It is the brightest planet in the solar system. Its size is almost same as that of Earth. Earth. It is the third planet from the Sun and the only planet to have life on it. It revolves around the Sun and also rotates on its axis, causing day and night. Mars. It is red in color and hence called a red planet. It has large amount of water as ice is found on polar caps. It is believed that there is some possibility of plant life on this planet. Jupiter. This is the largest planet of the solar system. It is also large that around 1300 Earths can be placed inside it. Its surface is cold. Saturn. It is the unique planet because it has three beautiful rings around it, possibly made of ice. It has very low temperature. Uranus. It appears green on being viewed through telescope and hence also called green planet. It is so far away from the Sun and there is no possibility of life on it. Neptune. It is slightly smaller than the Uranus. It is farthest from the Sun at a distance about 4,469 million kilometers. All types of planets have two types of movement, rotation and revolution. Revolution. The planets revolve around the Sun in fixed paths. The path of revolution of each planet is egg-shaped or elliptical and is known as its orbit. Each planet takes a different time period to complete one rotation through its axis and one revolution around the Sun. The gravitational pull of the Sun keeps the planets orbiting in a fixed path. Rotation. Each planet has its own axis on which it rotates or spins. Two planets, Venus and Uranus, rotate in a clockwise direction, that is, east to west. All other planets rotate in an anti-clockwise direction. Satellites. The word satellite is derived from the Latin word satellus, meaning a companion or an attendant. Satellites are small heavenly bodies which revolve around the planets. Like planets, satellites also do not have any heat or light of their own. They reflect the light of the Sun. Mercury and Venus do not have any satellite. The Earth has only one satellite called the Moon. Jupiter's satellite, known as Ganymede, is the largest. The Moon. The Moon is the largest and brightest object in the night sky. It is the only natural satellite of the Earth. The Moon has no light of its own. It reflects the light of the Sun. As the Moon revolves around the Earth, its shape seems to change every night. These are called phases of the Moon. When the Moon looks like a full disk, it is called full moon or Purnima. When the side of the Moon facing us does not receive sunlight, we cannot see the moon. This is called new moon or Amavasya. The moon has no atmosphere. The moon's surface is made up of rocks and there is no soil. The mountain peaks, plains, and craters make the surface extremely rugged. As a result, the reflection of sunlight from every part of the moon's surface is not uniform. That's why, if we look at the moon, we can see some dark spots on its surface. Other celestial bodies, meteoroids. You must have noticed that sometime at night a streak of light flashes across the sky and vanishes almost immediately. They are shooting stars. Meteoroids are small pieces of rocks which revolve around the sun. Some of these particles enter the Earth's atmosphere with great velocity. Due to friction with the atmosphere, they get heated up and start glowing. Most meteors burn out, but some are quite large and fall on the Earth's surface, creating a hole or a crater. Then they are called meteorites. Asteroids. It has been discovered that there are several small celestial bodies similar to planets which revolve around the Sun in their own elliptical orbits. These celestial bodies are called planetoids or asteroids. These asteroids are believed to be the fragments of a former planet which exploded after its formation. Comets. Comets are glowing heavenly bodies revolving around the Sun in elongated orbits. They are mostly made up of dust, ice particles, and gases. Most comets have a head, a nucleus, and a tail. When they approach the Sun, the gases get heated up and start glowing. Comets may be periodical or non-periodical. Periodical comets can be seen at fixed intervals. Halley's Comet is a good example of a periodical comet. It appears after every 76 years. It was last sighted in 1986. Earth, a unique planet. The Earth is the fifth largest planet and the third nearest to the Sun. It is spherical in shape, slightly flattened at the poles and bulging at the equator. This shape is described as a geoid. Our Earth is a unique planet because it is the only planet in the solar system where life is known to exist. This is because the Earth has all the favorable conditions required for the existence of life. They are moderate temperature. The Earth is neither too far from the Sun nor too close to it. Thus, it is neither too hot like Mercury nor too cold like Neptune. The moderate temperature conditions on Earth are favorable for plant and animal life. Suitable atmosphere. The Earth is surrounded by a blanket of air called the atmosphere. Our atmosphere has gases such as nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, and ozone, all of which are necessary for plant and animal life. Presence of water. The atmospheric conditions on Earth are such as that there is the existence of water cycle. Due to this, water in the liquid form is available continuously for all living beings. In fact, the Earth looks blue in color from outer space because about two-thirds of its surface is covered with water. That's why it is often referred to as the blue planet. Order of the planets from the Sun. Dear kids, now I am here to show you a simple way to remember the order of the planets from the Sun and by the size. My very educated mother just served us noodles. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune.